flying around at unnecessary speeds.
I think
especially with two kids
the beating
with him, and two
was
kids with him.
necessary, actually.
So in front of the two kids, he literally kicked the out of me, and I wasn't gonna fight back.
Better believe it.
But he
Medicine.
he did his work on me, and I absolutely want to press the charges for sure. I wouldn't normally, but the fact that he like went once and twice, I just don't think it's.
He's drunk too.
See, okay. So Alan Ritchson, he had the whole thing with the neighbor jumping in front of his motorcycle while he was going down the street, and then he ended up laying it down, and then, well, maybe we should watch the clip, and that way we can see exactly what happened. Do you want me
Let's take a.
Yeah, let me share my screen and then I'll play it.
Now, do you want to show the way that they put it out? The first one that showed him beat him up, and then the second one that showed
the. First one was wild. It was just him punching, right? But I want to show the whole, because that was like, and you know what was funny? Everybody, because this guy has such a good reputation, he's beloved. They're like, what did that guy do to piss Alan off? It was never like, Alan's a maniac. It was, what did that guy do to piss him off? And his kids.
And it turns out.
Yeah, you can't, especially for the motorcycle, they're hard to handle. Me being a rider myself, like, I've eaten shit. You don't want to run a guy down.
Yeah, and then stopping abruptly. And then you got a heavy motorcycle to deal with unexpectedly. I mean, he put him in a bad spot.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then he kept going.
Well, yeah, he was trying to be the neighborhood police and be like, you can't ride motorcycles down my road. I live in a peaceful place. I don't want anything that I don't want going on my road. He's being a Karen, basically. And he just kept
being physical.
Yeah, you don't get physical with him. I think that he would use crazy amount of restraint, and he only gave him what he had to, and it was like, listen, I could really fuck you up. This is just a taste. Like, don't try me, man. And it was so weird. It was kind of comical. It's like the guy pushes him. He gets in his face. The guy pushes him. He pushes the guy. He gets on his motorcycle. The guy pushes him down on his motorcycle. Then he gets up and, gives him a few punches. And then he's having trouble with his bike, and the guy is kind of helping him with his bike. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
He's kind of like, oh, let me help you with your bike. And then he's like mouthing off and like, don't be riding on the street, or whatever the fuck he said. I don't know what he was saying. But he mouthed off some more. And then he wants to be like, oh, look what Alan did to me.
No kidding, man. I'll tell you what, the first thing is, if he has a problem with something that's going on in the neighborhood, he needs to call the cops.
Yeah.
If he thinks they're dangerous, why would he get out there with his wife in the middle of the road?
Yeah. Not in the middle of the road, man. No.
And he's with his kids, and he's got this guy in the middle of the road, preventing him from going and being like loud and aggressive. And he's telling him like, man, you're crazy or whatever. And then he says, I should have smacked you. I should have whooped your butt. He should have. That's the truth. But then the guy keeps going and going and going. And when he shows any physical like interaction, then Alan's like, oh, well, that's it. He was just waiting for like, if he does the wrong thing, I'm going to smack him. And whatever that thing was, he felt, and he smacked him. But he was hitting him like, even though the guy doesn't look good, he was only getting like 4 out of 10 at most.
Yeah. That was pretty light.
He's just, dude, he still hits hard and whatnot, just as a big guy who has been trained how to punch people. So
He
The
looks
guy,
good
of
on TV.
course,
I don't know if he has like actual like martial arts training or not, but he
no doubt.
gets paid to make a fight look good on TV. So I'm sure he's gotten a little taste of martial arts.
In this day and age, most dudes at least watch the UFC, and it means something. It does these days because they know about technique and they know a little bit about like I need to turn my hip or whatever. And that guy is in movies and TV shows and whatnot that are all physical. So you can bet your bottom dollar he's been trained into how to be physical and look competent.
Yeah, yeah.
But either way, just him as a big guy who is athletic and aggressive. Of course, he is got a lot of testosterone. That's not somebody to stand in the way of and get loud and all that stuff. He's like barking at a bigger dog.
Yeah, yeah. No, but I mean, like Allen would be a perfect like MMA opponent for me. He's a big guy. It looked good to go against a big guy like that. You know what I mean?
He'd be a good opponent for me too.
Dude, even better. Even better. He's even bigger, and you know just what to do to tie him up. Like we don't know how much like martial arts experience he has, but certainly not as much as yourself.
No, I think it would be a well-known thing if he had if he was a blue belt or something. We'll say
Yeah, you'd see a
that.
blue belt somewhere.
Yeah, he'd be piping up that blue belt. So especially if he was a purple or a brown belt, but he's a big guy and all that stuff matters, but just doesn't matter that much.
I'm gonna see if he's. I'm gonna see if he's trains at all.
I think I would say it would take me 4 minutes to catch him.
It says he's. It says that he previously portrayed an MMA fighter in a project, and he had to train for that project.
Nah,
So that's it. So not much.
not much.
But he
Yeah,
should.
so
He should. What if it was Game of Thrones and he had to have a trial by combat? If the neighbor selected you as to fight in his stead, he'd be in real trouble.
yeah, I would beat him. I would, but it would take a few minutes. I wouldn't think that I was going to just run right through him because he's too big. And I would be concerned that I might get lifted and slammed into the concrete. So I would at least say, like, can we go fight over here in the grass? Because I'm probably going to be in. Yeah, start the fight, maybe slap him or push him or something, and then back into the grass.
I mean, it'd be perfect, like Lethal Weapon style. Get a shot at the title in the front yard in the rain.
Triangle him, arm lock him. Gary Busey, did he pick him up?
Oh, I don't know. I remember he locked up a kind of a. It was the first time I saw a triangle. I didn't even know what the fuck it was. It was the first time I saw a triangle in a movie. And we know why. Because behind the scenes, there was some. They had some good technical advice. From real fighters.
Little did they know, yeah, that they had the most legit dudes ever. But I would imagine that they would have had him slam him, but to stay connected because he was in the grass. And he wouldn't have had that much strength because it was at the end of the fight. But they wouldn't have let in my mind, now I might be just completely wrong. We'll have to show the clip somewhere in here. We should watch the clip, actually.
Yeah, and I'll have it playing on the side the whole time on loop. Like the whole.
Perfect.
His body cam footage. The whole thing. Let me see if I can just pull up his body cam footage real quick. Share my screen.
And in a minute, pull up the Lethal Weapon end fight.
Yeah.
Isn't that guy's name Jesse?
Jesse the Body Ventura, right?
Jesse the Body Ventura.
Yeah, no, he was. He had an article regarding it, and I guess he has his own take on it. I was just watching like the beginning of it, but he kind of has a little bit of extra footage because it's like. I guess the guy is talking to maybe police afterwards.
Yeah.
That he started this. Okay, so you have all that in mind, we go forward. I want to go back to the video. So here's what Taylor told some of the first officers on scene, and based on his comments, it seems he didn't even know who he was apparently squaring off with.
In a green Kawasaki, like jazzing the revs, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, dude, come on.
Yeah.
Like there's kids rolling around here all day long. We don't need you doing 40, 50 miles an hour, and he flips through the birds. So I'm like, yeah, whatever. There you go.
They didn't appear to be going that fast.
I rolled my bike out this afternoon to clean it up, and he comes through the neighborhood, full revs with two kids on, I think, e-bikes. He goes up the hill, comes back down. I walk out and stop and say, hey, guys,
he's trying to keep.
Dude, you got to stop.
If he was going that fast, he would
like
block the
in these
kids.
neighborhoods. So he hit his brakes hard because I was like trying to stop him. I was like, he falls off his bike, he gets up and he starts wailing. You can see this. He starts wailing.
What happened exactly?
So then I like, he gets back on his bike and I'm like, he starts getting like fresh air. Like I push him back. He gets back up off his bike and then like beats out of me.
Encounter.
So I kind of like.
I wonder if she saw the whole thing.
I'm sorry, officer.
I don't think so. Because why would she defend
just given the size of that
guy
knot on your head,
if he was
I'm
in the
going to fire
wrong,
you.
which he was?
You can refuse. I'd rather them check you out. Yeah, I'd rather you be checked out.
Because he laid a couple of. I didn't try to hit him back. I did push him. I was like, enough is enough, because he hit me once. I was like, and then he like when I went to the ground.
He hit him once. He hit him like a bunch of times.
You know, it's just it's unnecessary, and you go enjoy yourself on your bike, but don't ride around at unnecessary speeds.
I think
especially with two kids.
The beating was
with
necessary, actually.
So in front of the two kids, he literally kicked the out of me, and I wasn't gonna fight back.
You better believe it.
But he
medicine.
He did his work on me, and I absolutely want to press the charges for sure.
Okay, all right.
I wouldn't normally, but the fact that he like went once and twice, I just don't think it's.
He's drunk too.
I don't think it's.
You think so?
It's unnecessary.
Yeah.
Yeah, how you doing?
I definitely pick it up. He's not slurring. He's unsteady on his feet. His eyes are red and glossy, which actually isn't an indication.
Up on the side of the house there that may have caught it.
I mean, if I was defending him, I would say he's got allergies. He's at home. He wasn't riding his bike.
So then
he
a
can be
sergeant
dropped.
arrives on scene and figures out it was likely Alan Ritchson
once he gets out in the public
in this altercation
and starts interacting with people like this aggressively, then being intoxicated does matter.
Hey, good.
In my opinion. So if I was the cop, I would have went down the road of talking about that. But these cops don't think that that is relevant to this scenario because he wasn't driving.
I think you remember Officer Smith from yesterday.
He's like, man, I got a nice ass house. Nice. Real nice.
So all we want to do is talk about what
That's
happened over there.
money.
Okay, obviously my life is a very high stakes one.
Sure.
Very public, so I think I need my attorney to just be privy to this.
Ritchson seems to try to get his lawyer on the phone, but it's a Sunday and he doesn't answer. And a quick
He
note here,
doesn't
the
look all
sergeant
that
makes
big,
reference
really.
to his fellow officer possibly being recognizable from yesterday. And Alan Ritchson says he remembers her, but there's no further information about what they might be talking about.
Yeah.
Could be anything. Just wanted to highlight that. Now, at first, Ritchson seems kind of hesitant to answer any questions. In fact, this is according to the incident report too. They make note of that. But when the sergeant brings up the witness video, Ritchson says he also caught the whole thing on his cell phone, which had been strapped to his chest.
Yeah.
There's video of the incident, right?
He may even get tired quick.
whatever started it, but it does show you beating him up pretty
Did
good.
he cut out the rest?
This was from a neighbor. So I'm just letting you know there is.
Did he cut out the part where he shoved me off the bike?
So this isn't from him. This is from a third party
Was it
witness.
cut though? Was it edited?
No.
Leave now because you're. Go ahead, leave. Drive around the neighborhood because you're driving around like a lunatic. And you what? I'm going to put an assault charge on you. I'm going to put an assault charge on you. Assault charge on you.
Yeah, he's trying to leave.
These kids, you're
Trying to disengage.
Okay, go ahead. Get me over. Move, dude, move.
And he will not let him go. Now it happens.
Out of your goddamn mind. What?
Talk about deserving.
Help me out. You stupid. That's assault. That's assault. Go ahead. Jesus Christ. I'm calling police. It's on camera.
Oh no, we went to go pick it up. Throttle stuff? I think it's throttle stuff. Someone was up in
Yeah, I think that once he got it back, well, I think once he got it standing, isn't it one of these? And when he grabbed it,
You're assaulting me.
he accidentally gassed it.
the gear selectors where his left foot is.
Oh, maybe.
It's nice bike.
Yeah, it is. Is it a Ninja?
Yeah, look at this one.
So there is going to be a report taken for this, obviously. I mean, you're welcome to call your attorney. I'll give you the incident number so you have that.
It looked like a Kawasaki Ninja. I don't know any other
250.
manufacturers that go with the Kawasaki green over Kawasaki.
Can you pull a case number if there hasn't been one pulled already?
Kind of have like the.
I would like a toxicology report. Hold
I
on.
wouldn't say trademark.
That's a part of this.
10-4.
Him being drunk wouldn't have anything to do with this.
10-4. We
Yeah,
don't do
that's true.
toxicology reports for public intox, right? He's getting medically evaluated right now because he does have injuries. All this is going to be documented. The misdemeanor, whether a misdemeanor occurred, is it occurred outside of my presence. Both parties are
It's
separated,
surprising
so
that,
we're just going to
that
document
Reacher
this, take a
talked to him
report,
without his lawyer,
what the
too.
investigation.
I know he couldn't reach him, but
Yeah, I think I would have waited. Like,
250. I think that's what.
I wouldn't have said anything.
In a situation like this where
I keep on telling Sophie that. It's like
10-4.
a situation like this, which I'm sure looks bad for me, but it's self-defense,
you guys do.
and he's going to claim whatever. He's obviously a liar. He said I hit him on the bike, called me, was instigating whatever. He was obviously the aggressor here.
Yeah,
in my opinion.
I would say something similar. I would say with all due respect, genuinely with respect.
So, I mean,
I've been advised not
you've got
to
the
say
video stuff right
anything
there. So just submit that to us. We'll
into
put that in the evidence log along with all the other
to
witness information and
in
And
what
somebody
is the
watches
word
everything that they have and they put
to
it-
yeah,
engage,
it goes to our detectives,
to
yeah. So they'll see all that, yep, and they make the determinations on their end.
activate.
So that's our job. We come out here, we take the report.
Dang, I can't think of the word that I want to use. Basically, I want to use my Fifth Amendment right to remain silent because I can't remember the case, but there is a specific case that says you can't just be silent. You have to invoke your right.
Yeah. Yeah, invoke your Fifth Amendment right. Especially if there's any chance that you could be in trouble. And even if there's not, you never know. Like, you could look like what happens if you just owned a lime green Kawasaki and you're a big dude and you live like down the street? You know what I mean?
Yeah. And there's another dude that just, I mean, he doesn't know.
It was
What if
Alan.
another
It was
dude?
Alan, and it was me riding my Kawasaki.
Right, and you killed somebody.
But if someone with a similar build was driving a similar motorcycle, a similar car, you might be, because I mean, I don't know if you've ever hit anybody with match the description of a suspect. I don't think you the way your philosophy for police work, at least it seemed to me, was you like to leave everybody better off than you found them. And unless there was something that just pressed you, where somebody was in danger, you're definitely not going to violate anybody. You're not going to violate anybody's rights. If they are engaging in illegal activities, you have to enforce the law, but you are not going to. You're certainly not going to go fishing, or you're not going to break any rules or bend any rules. It's by the book.
Yeah, I mean that's crazy that's not the norm.
Yeah.
It's like you should the rule book is fashioned in such a way that you should be able to live your life and like enjoy the benefit that was afforded you in 1776 today. But you can't just run wild. There is a certain boundary of guardrail that you have to stay inside of, and I'm the purveyor of that guardrail, the way that I see it as a cop. So I'm not, anything outside the guardrail is your business, genuinely. So like if somebody had cannabis, even when it was illegal, and I didn't know it, I would never go down that road of like even discussing that or talking like accusing them. But if they brought it up, now you pulled me into this. Now the guardrail has been activated. So now we have to discuss this. But it's going to be fair. I'm never going to do it. I would never do it unfairly. Not every person in law enforcement knows what's fair and what's unfair, and that's crazy because they're the ones arresting people. But if you are in law enforcement, that should be your method, is be fair about it, because you could be on the receiving end in 15 minutes.
Oh yeah.
It's already hard enough. It's already nerve-wracking to be in a traffic stop, and I mean,
there's danger. There's like you don't know this person is a stranger, and they're armed. You're hoping that they're a good guy, and most often they are, because they're vetted. They have all the systems in place to make sure they hire the right people. But you never know. Like, you don't know what's going on with this guy.
You never know.
He might have an itchy trigger finger. Who knows? Like, what traumas he's suffered. He might have PTSD or something. But
that's why there's something to be said for being respectful when you don't have to be. You absolutely don't have to be respectful. You don't have to say one word.
Yeah.
And I understand that position. I would just recommend that you're respectful and that you keep your hands where they can see them, and that you roll your window down. I mean, you don't have to roll your window down more than that. True. But I would recommend, if you don't have anything in there that they're going to I would put my head in a car and smell if I had the chance. Now that's something, if you allow me access to the vehicle and I can smell it, then I'm going to put my head in there and smell it.
I would love like a slot to put your paperwork through, and like an intercom.
That would be totally legal, because in every state that I've ever looked at the law, in Louisiana and Texas for sure, it says you have to present your ID or your license upon demand, but it doesn't say that you have to hand it to them. So present it just means like they can see it.
I can't see it. You got to hand it to me.
And then put it in your little slot and hand it to them that way.
Yeah.
He was in the right. If you mess with a bull, sometimes you get the horns, as cliche as that is. And even if you're not aware that it's a bull, if you mess with it, it could poke you. So no matter who you're dealing with, if you're in the wrong and you know that you are, chill out and walk away.
Definitely. Good advice.